Welcome to Bruised but Not Broken Teatime, a show examining women of the Bible and the lessons applicable to women of today. Grab your favorite cup of tea and let the spilling begin. With panelist Veronica Wormley, Nina Rose, Jermeen Porter, and Tasha Clopton. And now welcome your host of Bruised but Not Broken Teatime, Virginia Adams.
Welcome back to Bruised but Not Broken Teatime, where women discuss the women in the Bible. In tonight's episode, part 2, we will be continuing the discussion on Sara and Hagar, baby mama drama. We're going to start with Jermeen. Jermeen, Genesis 16, 1 and 2 says, Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had bore him no children, but she had an Egyptian slave named Hagar. So she said to Abraham, The Lord has kept me from having children. Go, sleep with my slave. Perhaps I can build a family through her. But Hebrews 11:11 tells us it was through faith that Sara herself received strength to conceive seed and was delivered of a child when she was past the age to get pregnant, because she trusted God. Yet, it seems her decision here seems to obstruct her view of faith in God because of her selfishness and impatience. Are these the actions of a woman of faith?
The first thing I think of is, okay, most of these conversations happened with Abraham and God. And I'm getting all of these promises. Well, God told me to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he didn't tell me that. So how do I know? Okay, that's your God. You my husband, but that's your God. So he didn't give me that word. So it's for me, it's not really my faith. It's my husband's faith. But now being a woman of faith today, having my own relationship with God, I can say that I can trust in God because I know for myself. But when it's coming through somebody else, it's really hard to trust in that promise. So I can see where she would say, you know what? I trust my husband, but I'm gonna take this little insurance policy over here just in case. That's what Hagar was. She was in insurance. She was Affleck. No, she wasn't good as Affleck. She was Allstate because she was a bad
one. I don't think it was so much as her not having faith, like Jermeen said. Abraham had his own relationship with God. She's getting hearsay. But, dude, I trusted you the last time. I trusted you last time, and it didn't work out that way. So I may have to do this a little bit differently. So now I'm strategically thinking on how we need to make this happen, because we trusted you the last time, and you see where it got us. We got kicked out. It didn't work out for us. So let me see how I can make this happen, because I need to think for both of us right now. And that may be thinking on an impulse, or it may be actually strategizing, using critical thinking. But the last time I let you think for us, it didn't work out. I ended up married to a Pharaoh. All kind of other stuff was going on. Then he found out we got kicked out. Yeah, you didn't plan it out very well. So I can't have any kids. She, however, can. hey, I took one for the team, you take one for the team, and let's make it happen.
You want that baby bad. Anybody have any comments?
I
think. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but I'm not taking one for the team.
You took one for the team last time.
I don't care. I'm a trust in God, because if I'm old and
we don't know God for ourselves at this moment.
Yeah,
we're getting hearsay from Abraham.
But we supposed to be answering as now. And I'm not taking one for the team. I'm trusting God. I'm not sending him in there with Hagar. Okay?
Yay.
He's not going in there with her.
Abraham.
Well, if it's today, then no, we ain't going, bro. We just not gonna have no kids.
No, he ain't going in there.
No, these is powdered eggs by now.
Yeah.
Exactly. If we ain't got one by now, we're not gonna have none.
Because the gynecologist said it's over, so I'm just trusting God.
We go adopt a son because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. But if it was then, I don't know what kind of thinking I would have been.
Like I did. But today, nah, bro, I ain't going. No thanks.
I don't know what kind of thinking I would have been in then. In my mind then, I still, every time I think about it, I just can't even see myself saying, yeah, I know God said we was going to have a baby, but I'm old. So why don't you just go on in there with her and you know, then you get your baby that way. I don't think, I just can't even process it, you know.
Today we spoiled. We got surrogates today. So that's what she was an early surrogate.
Yeah, she was an early surrogate. You got that right.
Yeah.
But it was God's plan. It was God's plan for Sara to screw that up. So
was it? There's a difference. To me, there's a difference between his permissive will and his perfect will. And I think because she was gonna clown, that was his permissive will, but that was not his plan. He's just.
But he knew it was gonna happen. He knew it was gonna happen anyway.
Right. But he permitted it to happen. Like, okay, you know, just like he intervened with the original Pharaoh, he could have here. He still allows us the free will to screw up.
Yeah,
I'm a witness.
We know what we gonna do. We already know what we gonna do. No matter what he tell us, he know what we gonna do anyway.
Right.
It's like he watching us to see what we gonna do.
Right. I think the lesson that one of the lessons we can draw is that when you husbands make poor decisions, you then erode the trust that your wife has in you. And so that's why she made the move she did. She was like, I don't know what he's talking to this guy about, particularly because she didn't know. Let me try this way, because he didn't make the best choice last time. And so when you don't seek God, Abraham's, then your Sarah's will also not seek God, because they are following your lead.
That's right. That's right. Okay, in your opinion, Jermaine, what is a woman of faith?
In my opinion, a woman of faith, she's a truster and a believer. And she knows for certain that God is God and that's who she follows. That's a woman of faith.
Okay.
Now, with Sara, bless her heart, she, like I said, she was getting her God off her husband. It's like, okay, your God said my husband's doing. So she really didn't have the opportunity to really practice her own faith. So had she had her own relationship, then she would have practiced her own faith. So, it's not what it is today where we can have our own relationship with God. So that's where, we have that opportunity to choose to have faith and choose to believe and choose to know, who God is and whose we are and that we're okay.
Ladies, do you think that maybe Sarah had lost her faith and decided that not even, let's say that she didn't lose her faith. Do you think that maybe perhaps she might have thought that this was the way God had planned it? Because we
I
have
don't.
Sarahs who feel like God has placed these young Hagars into their life to help them fulfill their dreams or what they perceive as promises from God.
Now you know we think we can help God. God don't need no help, but that's what she thought she was doing. She thought she was helping God.
Yeah, I don't think she was losing faith. I think again she's human. This is what she wanted, and I think she was trying to rush the process. She didn't want to wait on it, even though you said this is what you're gonna do. You taking too long. I'm old as dirt. When is it gonna happen? This needs to happen now. So I'm just gonna help you out just a little bit and speed up the process. So I don't think she lost faith. I think she just got impatient.
Okay. Veronica. Genesis 16:4 says, when she, Hagar, knew she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress, and her attitude changed towards Sarai. She was acting like she was now the woman of the house. In turn, Sarai went straight to Abraham and blamed him. And Abraham told her to do what he wanted to do with Hagar. After all, that was her slave. She was no concern of his. So Sarai beat Hagar, and Hagar ran away. Why do you think Sarai felt Abraham was to blame?
It was sort of. If you go back to part one, it was basically his decision that put us in that situation in the first place. But Hagar had a reason to be in her feelings and despise Sarah. You made me do this. I didn't want to do this. You made me do it. So what you want me to do? But I also did something you couldn't do. So I am the woman of the house, because most people, and it's not just back in the day, it's now, some people feel like you're less than whole as a woman if you cannot bear your own children. So I'm going to step up and do what you couldn't do. You're not a whole woman. I am. I'm able to bear him a child. So deal with it. And that's just what it is. So.
Who do you think Sarai really blamed? Was she mad at God, Abraham, Hagar, or herself?
Herself. Because she allowed it. And now she's realizing that it came back to bite her in the butt. It didn't work out the way she thought it was supposed to work out. So it's her fault. You were impatient. You couldn't wait. So that's how you played it out. That was your strategic move. And unfortunately, you checkmated yourself.
As the rapper say, put a quarter in your butt. You played yourself.
So you did it. I didn't ask. I didn't want no parts of it. But that's what you chose to do. So since you chose to do it that way, and I'm able to not only give Abraham, but give you, because this was your want. So I'm giving you what you want because you can't do it yourself, and now you mad? So yes, I'm feeling myself a little bit because I did something you couldn't do. I got one up on you.
Okay, but here is what we're forgetting. Hagar is a slave. That baby ain't got no will. She ain't got no choice. She is property.
Well,
so she was gonna have
that.
Her and whatever this, that, and the other was gonna have whatever baby was put there, because why? She was a slave. So
I get that she was a slave.
A thing she couldn't have had no mindset that she had the nerve, little thing, talking about she the woman of the house. No, baby, you property just like them cattle and them goats.
So Sarah had a right to beat her. So you said
Yeah.
Sarah had a right to beat her.
Okay, so I understand that she was slave,
No.
but so Sarah was a slave. Hagar was a slave. So go back to part 1. So did it make any sense that Abraham said, that's my sister, and it's okay because that's my sister, and she became a person in the harem? That was okay? Because that's who she became at that moment, regardless of whether she was his wife. They didn't know. She was now one of his concubines, even though he took her as his wife, as the Pharaoh took her as his wife. But at that moment, that's what she was, even though that's not who she was. So you invited her into your home, into your bed, because I'm not going to say into your husband, into your bed to bear you a child.
Mm-hmm.
How you mad? You gave her a different title because now she's, regardless, the mother of your child.
Yep.
You gave her that title.
Now she a baby mama.
Now you salty. Now you salty about it.
Now you salty about the fact that she is y'all baby mama.
Let's apply it to today. How many of our friends make decisions?
With a baby.
How many of ours make decisions? Our friends, maybe not us, make decisions that are just dumb as hell. Right. And then when they tell you the story, they the victim. Ma'am, sir, that was you.
Right. That was you all day. You put your right. And that's my thing. She put herself in that situation by saying, this is what I need you to do. Regardless of whether she's your slave or not, you chose to say, I can't do it, so you gonna do it for me.
That's right. And then nobody
she did it. And now that she did it, you mad because she's in her feelings and she's feeling like, I did something you couldn't do. So even as her slave, she has one up on her. I'm sorry. Regardless of whether she had no say-so, even I get she had no say-so, she was a slave and she had to do it because she was told to do that. Mm-hmm. But I still got one up on you because I did something you couldn't do. So yeah, I'm feeling myself, even as a slave. She's still human, she a woman. I don't give a damn what you say. That's and how she was a slave.
Because she was a slave and was disrespected on the regular, she absolutely felt that way, and I ain't mad at her.
Exactly.
She might have saw it as her come up.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's exactly
that's her way up the hierarchy.
Exactly.
So whatever
you mad,
she had was gonna have the inheritance.
Mm-hmm. You put me in that position. Mm. You put me in the position to win.
Like, I think Sarah might have been mad at God too, though.
Does it say that she resisted Hagar?
She was a slave. She didn't have any rights. She
didn't have any rights.
She couldn't resist.
Do we know how she felt?
That's what I'm saying. Being a slave, she might have felt how Sarah felt when Sarah was in Pharaoh's harem, but Sarah forgot about that.
Exactly, that's my point. You're not going back to what happened to you. You're not thinking. You're not thinking about that.
She was mad.
So at this point,
She was mad because she said, "The Lord has kept me from having children. Mm-hmm. Go sleep with my slave." So she was mad at God too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that sounds like she was, but she chose to make that decision.
Well, she just didn't believe.
I mean, yeah, she didn't, but she chose to make the decision that she made, and now she doesn't like the outcome of it. Mm-hmm. So she's mad at herself, but does not want to take responsibility for it. So she's putting it off on other people.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That's what many of us do. Okay, this tea's a little bit hot, Crystal. Think about this. Yeah. Hagar was literally forced to sleep with Abraham, who's an old man, and have his child, even though she wasn't trying to have any babies. Then after she gets pregnant, she's beaten by her mistress Sarah and thrown under the bus by Abraham. And this wasn't even her plan. It was all impatient Sarah's idea. You're Hagar. Tell us what you're feeling about Sarah, Abraham, and Sarah's plan.
I hate Sarah. and Abraham is so dumb. Cause I'm having your baby.
Right.
Y'all did this to me. She's doing me wrong, and you just gonna let it happen.
How many people do you see go through that now, though?
That's the lesson, though. God only wants you to have one wife. That's the lesson. Because every time in the Bible they got 2-3 women in their house, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah was seeing here, she was having a baby and was jealous. And Hagar thought she had it going on and was going to move up in the world because she was having Abraham's baby and that child was going to get the inheritance.
How many people today do we see that happen to? Oh, I'm having your husband baby. You can't have none, because whether they knew about it or not, we was having an affair and I'm having your baby and I'm about to have a come up.
Yeah,
and
but
it don't work out in the table.
That's what's happening in the world. That's why this book is prophesying what's happening in the world today with these
basketball wives before Christ.
Yep.
That's something.
Threesomes and open marriages and
basketball wives before Christ.
Yep.
I have to agree.
It's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, so that, I mean, it was probably a lot of jealousy going on in that house.
I don't know if it's basketball wives. It might be love and hip hop.
Nah, not love and hip hop.
Yeah, because it's dirty.
Might be love and hip hop.
At least the basketball wives is wives. Love and hip hop. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's dirty. It's love and hip hop. You're right.
Jermaine, Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar gave birth to his first child, Ishmael. Do you think, as his baby mama, Hagar should have had rights to some of Abraham's wealth?
I would hope that he would be just so grateful that I gave him a son that he might throw me something. I mean, back then, had it been a daughter, it would have been, oh, I hate you, fail, and but this just happened to be a son. So, you would think that in all of his, oh, thank God you gave me a son. Here, have a little something, you can have this little corner of, the corner of something good for yourself. I would hope, but is it realistic? No.
Ladies, do you think as his baby mama she should have had some rights to as well?
Because she was forced into it, yes.
She was a slave.
What's that, severance pay?
She was a slave.
Because she was forced into it. It's not like she went into it willingly, understanding that you have a kid for me. This was not a surrogate situation where you're being compensated for what you're doing. You know that this is what you're doing. You're getting paid to do it. This was, you're going to do it because I told you to, because I can't do it. So now that it's done, give her something, because she didn't ask to be a part of none of this. Compensate her for what she went through. First of all, I had to sleep with an old man.
Word.
I had to sleep with an old man. So help me out. Help us with that. I really didn't want that. He was old. He damn near 90. Come on now. So give me something. And I gave you a kid, and I got to look at this wrinkled up old man. regardless, for one, I still got to be here because you're my mistress. I got to stay here and look at everything that's happened to me. Give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Abraham didn't make the best decision because he could have told his wife no when she made this outlandish suggestion. And once again, God intervened when Hagar ran away because this man ain't making the best decisions. But there are many times we all do this. That's the lesson. Even when the people around us fail us, even when the people, that's her mistress and master. You see how he threw her off? You see how he didn't care? I don't care. She's nothing to me. Dude, I'm home carrying your kid. But that's your slave. Do what you want with her. She was just used by both of them because he could have stopped it. But thank God that he intervened because the people around us will screw us up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring us along with they right on bring us along on their nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they ride the foolishness and we all together. But the other person involved is like, I ain't had nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. But you participated. I didn't put the plan together.
Willingly.
Like all y'all going to jail. You knew what was going on. You participated willingly, regardless of whether you were not the mastermind. You participated.
You get away driving.
You going to jail too.
Mm-hmm.
So no, but I mean, she should be compensated or at least be taken care of because I gotta watch you raise my child. For one, because she still had a kid. She has a motherly bond to this kid that you just took from her. That's already messing with her mentally. I had to sleep with an old man to get said kid. That's something else on top of it. Then you want to beat me. You made me do this. Yeah, y'all owe me my 40 acres and a mule.
That sounds so dysfunctional, all of that.
It is.
It's very dysfunctional. Very dysfunctional.
Oh, how Hagar ended up in a spider's web.
That she didn't want to be in.
Mm-hmm. Tasha, you're up in age, yet you're still very beautiful and desirable to other men. And because of this, once again, you find yourself in a bad situation. This time it's King Abimelech. He wants you. And again, Abraham asks you to say you're his sister to save his life. You go along with the plan again, and you're taken into custody and put in the king's harem. This situation mirrors what happened before with Pharaoh of Egypt, where Abraham asked you not to only sacrifice your safety, but deny your marital status by saying you're his sister. What are you feeling about this whole say you my sister thing, and now ended up in King Abimelech's harem?
So earlier I said that the rappers say, the rappers from the 80s put a quarter in your butt because you played yourself. Now I got a dime because my value done lessened because I keep making this same dumb decision. This is dumb as hell. Why?
Got the same plan every time.
He making the same. Now I'm back in this same situation. Husband,
bro, I don't
God really talking to you? Like, this is how I'm responding in my humanness, right? Is God really talking to you, sir? Or are you just making up stories because this is fun to you? So,
like, bro, we back at this.
Right. Look, so I just happen to have a dime here on my desk. I'm salty at myself and my husband because we've established through the course of these 2 episodes that these people don't always make the best decisions. Thank God for God, right? Mm-hmm. And so here I am again making the same move. Wow. So I understand we're scared again, right? Abraham's human, he's scared. He's like, Lord have mercy. Look now, you still fine. They gonna, come on. One more time. We survived the last time. I'm sure the conversation went something like that, right? We survived the last time. I'm sorry. I know it's a funky situation, right? Not James Brown funky, just funky. And here we are again, and here we are in trouble yet again. And so here's my proverbial image of God going, golly, that's not what I said do. So, I mean, I can't even be salty. I went along with it. At this point, I think she would have been well within her right to say, nope, I ain't doing this, not again. I don't know what that would have looked like in that time, in that setting, in that place. Maybe her options were limited.
But we know she said yes.
And that's what I'm saying. So maybe that's why she felt like she had to say yes. Maybe Abram chose Sarai because he knew how she would respond. Listen, men know who you are. Yeah. They know where they can go. They know how far they can push before you pick up the proverbial cast iron skillet and say, dude. And they're clear. Some men will do things with and to women that they would never pull with you because they know you.
That's right.
And they can read you. So maybe these are obviously the Bible is silent on that aspect of their relationship. But if we're looking at it with a lens, maybe he went along with her because he was like, she ain't gonna say nothing. She gonna say nothing. But yeah.
She acts like she real strong, but she ain't the one in control. It's me. I got that.
Right.
And that's just what it,
yeah. I'm sure she's strong in some areas. But
not in that area.
Not that one.
Like I said, if I'm that fine, he ain't getting me back. A second king?
Exactly.
I got another shot at another king? Bruh, you already got the baby you wanted, you ain't getting me back.
Right.
But how many Sarahs today allow Abraham to get them to do the same thing over and over and over because they're playing on their love, their emotions, and their wants.
They're manipulative. When somebody recognizes that you will do anything, what's that song? I can't call it right now. Now that you know how I feel about you, don't take me over. Now that you know how I feel, now that you know I'll do anything for you, a man of integrity will protect that woman. A man with some selfish tendencies, and we all got some tendencies of some sort, will exploit it. and while God face palms constantly, like, this man, it's not what I said, but okay.
Yeah. But the thing about it is this. It's not going to change until she changes it. She went along with it because, yes, I love my husband. But when you get tired, and that's when you get tired, nobody else can be tired for you, is when you're going to step up and say, dude, you on your own with this one. I love you, but I can't keep putting myself in danger for you when I am the one that is being used, abused, sent around, and you over here living like a king. That's like, again, I told y'all I have my own personal things that apply to everything. For some reason, I don't know why God does that, but yeah. When you're in a situation with somebody that you're dating and you know what the situation is, and you still go along with the said situation, and that person is telling you, just be patient. I get it. Be patient. And then years go by, and some more years, and then some more years, and then you still in the same situation, waiting and being patient and understanding to the situation till you just say, you know what the hell with it, dude, I'm good. What the hell am I waiting for again?
All right, Crystal, you got something to say, girl? Go on.
I'm just saying, I understand that waiting for something and waiting for something and waiting for something until you don't even want it no more.
I got that one. I'm going to do better. And then 4 years later, I was like, bro, you ought to do better.
But
how long do you go along with the nonsense and I'm the one that's losing, regardless of, we both are going to live, but I'm the one losing, not you, because now I'm not being valued as a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now being bounced around in a harem. I'm just in the harem now. I'm not even his wife now. At least the last time I was the damn Pharaoh's wife. Now I got nothing. I'm in the same boat as all the other people.
You're the king. You're King Abimelech's woman now. But
I ain't got no title. No.
You know what I loved? God came. Now, when he came to Pharaoh and told Pharaoh, you're sleeping with a man's wife. He just closed up the wombs of the women in the palace, and they couldn't have any children. When he went to King Abimelech, he said, I'm looking at a dead man. King Abimelech got so scared. He said, wait a minute. Would you kill an innocent man? They told me they was brother and sister.
Right. So now you done brought other people into your nonsense, and they're unwilling. They don't know.
Had Abraham said, my sister, my wife, you know what I'm saying? Then perhaps the king...
He don't want no wife.
Because he almost causes King Abimelech to be killed by God. God said,
he don't want no wife. He don't want no wife. He don't want no wife. He keeps saying, that's my sister. He don't want no damn wife.
Yes, he do. He wants his wife.
No.
He wants his cake and eat it too.
When it is
I agree with Tasha.
When it's convenient.
Exactly.
When it's convenient. When it's convenient for you to be my wife, you my wife. But right now, you my sister.
She a tool.
Look, but
why he so Hagar?
What you say, Jermaine?
How come he's so Hagar? He be like, hey, baby mama, play my wife. Or play my sister.
Don't know.
But she ran away at this point.
No, Hagar's still in the picture. She's still there.
She's still there.
She wants to be big dog.
She's still there. In fact, she is the only one with the child at this point. Right. So now let's get into the second one, Veronica. When Abraham was 100 years old, Sara had finally gotten pregnant and bore Isaac. And a few years after she had Isaac, she told Abraham, get rid of that slave woman and her son, because that woman's son will never share in your inheritance with my son, Isaac. Why do you think she said this? And was Sara right, and was she now demanded of Abraham?
She's very wrong. You mad again because her son, being his firstborn, has the rights. So now, well, technically, that's not your son. Yeah, technically it is, because you made him sleep with her. So don't get mad because now you have a son by your husband. That's still his son. That's still his child. His child is still entitled to a part of his inheritance because that's still his seed. You can't get mad. You did it, and now you don't want him to have nothing because it was okay when you didn't have a child. Now you have your own. It's like kick this one to the curb. No, it's not gonna work.
Ladies, do you think Sara might have been a little jealous or insecure?
A little. It was like a lot of both.
What you say, Tasha? It was like this.
It's a lot of both.
She's definitely,
because remember, for years Abraham had a deep relationship with Ishmael. Mm-hmm. When Isaac was born, Ishmael was about 14 to 15 years old. Mm-hmm. So they had to have been extremely tight. So that's why I asked, do you think maybe Sara might have been a little bit insecure where it came to the two boys?
She was a lot insecure because he was there first and they have a relationship as father and son. So now that my son is here, I'm gonna need you to kick this one to the curb. And we've all been in that situation where we've seen where kids have gone through that. I'm the oldest. I'm here. But then this new baby comes along with a new baby mama. And the new baby mama is like, excuse me, you need to leave them and come be with me and our baby.
Absolutely.
And expects you to do that. So yeah, she feeling like she has some entitlement because I got his baby now. But you made me have his kid. I didn't want to have no kid with this man.
Right, I'm straight.
Now you gonna pick my kid out the picture? Nah.
You think Sara had the right to do it? That was her husband.
And that
He's
was
stupid too.
Her.
no.
The promise was given to her and Abraham. So did she have the right to tell Hagar, okay, the promise is being realized now. Goodbye.
No,
Okay.
because you still put me through that. And then he was stupid for doing it because he's of course a man and it's a woman in front of me and I'm just go ahead and do what I do. You cannot blame the children for your actions and the decisions that you made. They didn't ask to be here.
That's true.
They didn't ask to be here. You did whatever you did to get these children here. They didn't have them do it.
Nothing at all. And you see it today when, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 families show up to a funeral and the wife is mad at the children. Ma'am,
Right.
I get it because you mad at your husband and you can't talk to him at the moment because, he went somewhere.
Right.
But these children did not ask.
They didn't ask to be here.
And like many situations, I won't say all because I try not to speak in generalities. In many situations, there was a lot of manipulation on either side. Sara manipulated this situation and it blew up in her face. This is on her. And no, you don't mistreat children. Period. End of story.
Right. So
I've been watching that for 15 years and before God gave her. God made her watch that thing she had started. She watched that boy for 15 years and she was not pregnant. And then when soon as she do,
and that's
he got to go.
I guess the part for me is being a woman, how do you not get the love of a mother when you have this child? You know what I'm saying? Even because you're around him, that's still your husband's child. How do you not say
he's a reminder of something?
Yes.
Like some women, if some women would be married and their husband can have a child outside and they can do everything in their power to try to maybe love that child or whatever, but sometimes that walking, living, breathing reminder will cause them to mistreat that child. And because they be putting their emotions in front of, they be putting they emotions for, their husband or the act or whatever happened in front of the emotion that they should have for that kid.
Yeah, that's true.
People,
but it's still
people deal with all kinds of emotional turmoil from things that didn't even have anything to do with the current situation. But it manifests in this situation. If Sara had been rejected by her dad, complete speculation, I don't know. But if she had, now she got some issues with her husband. If she felt unloved, she only wants to deal with her child. It's hard for her to love what she considers an outside child, particularly when she knows.
But you can't get upset.
That's my point.
You did it though.
But that's what I'm saying. But people's minds and thoughts and emotions are not linear. It makes sense to us. But to them, they all over the place with whatever traumas. We understand that now in the context of understanding therapy and how our brains and our bodies physically hold on to trauma. But that's what she was dealing with. She was dealing with something else, plus her real dumb decision. And this 15-year reminder. A good therapist will say to you after they bring something to your attention, now sit with that. They want you to sit quietly and think about it. She had to sit with that for 15 years.
And
Ishmael, she's gonna have to sit with it forever because he's here.
But in her mind,
that's a forever.
Agreed. But in her mind, when Isaac came, then when in her mind, again, trauma, in her mind, she thought it was over. It wasn't. Nations are still fighting today because of this story.
Yes. because of
Today.
Ishmael's 12 tribes and Isaac's 12 tribes. They are fighting today because God told Abraham, as far as you can see in the east, west, north, and south, that's the land I'm going to give you. And the Arabs come from Hagar and Ishmael. And the Jewish people come from the land of Abraham and Sarah. So that happened because Abraham cried so hard to God about his decision, Sarah wanting him to throw him out. He said, Lord, if you could just do something for Ishmael. He said, but Ishmael, my son, he said, but I made the promise with you and Sarah.
Right.
So just go and do what she said do. And so I would think that he would have given her a lot, but no, he gave her a bag of water, a bag of bread, a sack of water, and sent them on their way. It was after she had thought that they would die in the desert that she put him by a tree and she went off because she didn't want to watch her baby die, that an angel of the Lord came to her and let her know that he would make nations out of her. And also, God had told Abraham, don't worry about Ishmael because I'm going to make nations out of him too. Now, she did gain something. God gave her the inheritance that she should have had.
That's right.
But as far as what Abraham did, Abraham just again threw her on out there, gave her a little sack of bread and some water in a little sack, and that they went to cross a desert. They had to cross a desert. It was in the desert.
You did that to please Sarah? Like, send her out
Right.
there with nothing? So Sarah
And was he
satisfied?
thinking with a clear head?
No.
He was never thinking with a clear
He
head.
went to God and asked God about what Sarah wanted to do, and God told him,
No.
do
I
what your
mean
wife
sending
said.
her out
'Cause
with
the
the little
promise
bit
is
that
with
he
you
sent
and
her with.
Mm.
I'm saying sending her with the little bit that he sent her with.
I
Yes,
think
he's
he should
going.
have
He's
sent her with more.
He definitely should have, but was he thinking with a clear head? And we know just from the entire story, well, just the part that we're doing now, he hasn't really been thinking with a clear head the whole time
At all.
So he's been thinking off of impulse a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was anything personal. He just, God said, go ahead and do it. My wife mad. I'm trying to make everybody happy. Just take this and go.
Yeah,
So
but
I don't think
Sarah was so angry with her and so mean to her.
Yeah.
She may have been mad with Abraham if he would have sent her out of there, let's say, with a couple
and
of
that's right. That's what I'm
know.
saying. My wife
Because you got
mad. She
some
upset. I'm
mothers
trying to
that
keep her happy.
won't let their husbands take care of their illegitimate children.
Yeah.
They not to try to do nothing for their babies.
I remember an incident where when I was much younger and I had got cheated on and the girl didn't have a ride home and he had to take her home. And I didn't want him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let her get on the bus. Let her walk. Let her skate. I don't care. So maybe Abraham just didn't want to upset Sarah, because Sarah might have been like, "What you giving her that goat for?"
Well, what made you feel like that? Was it your insecurity? Did you think he was going to get back and have another baby? What was the reason?
I was much younger. I was probably about 17. I don't know. So I just I thought they were going to be kissing in the car or something. I thought they were going to touch each other or something.
I've always been a different type of person, and Jermaine and my mother can definitely attest to this. I don't know if I just always try to see the good in people, because I would have never seen a baby mama and the baby, because the baby didn't ask to be here.
Right.
First of all, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for this kid, because that kid didn't ask to be here. So the heifer need a ride. Come on. And that's always been me.
Yeah.
Because this child didn't have. It's cold outside. It's snowing. I'm not gonna have this kid out. Now I may say something as smart as, we can keep the kid and drop him off when you get home. But I've always been that person to, no, don't do that, because it's still your baby. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how I feel about it, that's still your baby.
But it's
So
it's people out here who don't think of children that way. They
right,
think
and they
children
don't.
is
They don't.
just a thing.
And that's why right, and that's
that's
why I
just some
said that's
kids.
just how I am. I've always been that way.
Yeah.
No, what
Even
you
to
get today is what you get today is I'ma had a last baby. I'ma had a last baby. I'ma had a last baby. Now he got 12 babies because y'all can't decide who gonna have the last baby.
Just make him have the last baby. Go get fixed. But it's just, I don't know. I've always been that person. And even to this day, people that I was in a relationship with, their kids still call me and say, "Hey mom, what you doing?" And you guys know that. They still, "What mama, what you doing? I'm coming to visit you." Because of how I treated them. And one of the young ladies, one of the baby mamas, we're actually like this. Which is, and people are like, "Are you serious?" First of all, I got your kids in my house. So we need to get along because your kids are here. They didn't do anything. So we need to get along. I don't have a problem with anything. And we're very good friends to this day. But everybody is not like that. Some people have jealousy tendencies, or like you said, they feel like I'm had last baby. Whatever, they still siblings. They still his kid. So if I'm gonna stay with him, these kids gonna be here. So I don't know. I'm a different breed of a person. I don't know.
Some people not like that though, Veronica. They think of kids.
Most people are not like that.
Those are just kids. They don't even think of kids as human beings with thoughts and feelings and emotions. They think of them as, oh, them just the kids. Them just some kids,
Yeah.
Okay, Tosh. Years later, when Isaac's a teenager, about 14, 15 years old, God told Abraham to prove himself to him. And he told him to do this by taking Isaac and sacrificing him to him. And without question, Abraham takes Isaac, and they go up into the mountains. He set up the sacrifice area, binds Isaac, ties up his hands and legs, and put him on the sacrifice stone to be sacrificed. God saves Isaac by sending a ram in a bush.
Amen.
But here's the thing. You in your tent, and here come your baby, and he tells you, "Mom, Dad was about to sacrifice me to God." What's next?
As I fly out of the bed. What? Say what now? So let me make sure I'm running this whole story back in my head now. I done been told to pretend I'm only your sister twice. I've been made the concubine / second wife, third wife, fifth wife of either of the kings. It takes me forever to have a baby. Some of it, I believe God extended her wait after she decided to play matchmaker.
Right.
I gotta watch this other baby bond with you. Get our baby through this promise that you said God made. You was gonna do what now? You was gonna sacrifice him?
Girl,
son, tell me what happened. What happened next? What happened? Why? What? Okay, so you on the altar. What happened? Oh, it was a ram in the bush. And Dad said that was okay. He was just gonna sacrifice this. In light of all of the other silly things that happened, and I don't mean to make light of their situation, but in my mind, I'm just kind of puzzled, right? As a wife with little say, more likely than not, I would probably, after I figure out, okay, well, he's safe and this God is strange to me, but I probably would crack up laughing. Because I'd be like, I was about to kill your father as I'm listening to this story. This is my baby I've waited on, right? And you was gonna do what? but then with the ram, okay. Don't go hunting with dad no more. Okay? You can't go. Unless I go.
Ladies, what are your reactions to Isaac telling you Dad was about to sacrifice me to God?
Listen,
I'm still
right.
on.
Like I don't think that would have gone all over very well, because regardless of whether there was a ram in the bush that helped save my son's life, again, I can't wrap my brain around the fact that, like Tasha said, I waited for this kid.
Mhm.
I waited some years. I'm over 100 right now. You want to play games with me and my kid? You really want to play with me right now about my kid that I waited for? That, again, I had to go through being in 2 different harem houses. I had to be your sister twice. I had to give you basically my slave.
Now you
I'm watching another kid grow up. Even though I had something to do with that, but I'm watching this other kid grow. And you finna kill my kid. We all going to hell because I'm finna kill you too. I don't know how much of how I would have been if, I understand you safe, but you're gonna be real hurt. You're not gonna think about this again. This is not a thought that's gonna come in your head again. Because this one I'm gonna take for the team. Because now I'm gonna hurt you real bad about my kid. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take this hit because not my kid.
We about to have an Amber Alert before Christ. That's what we about to have, because me and my baby, we up out of there. He's gonna be looking for us because we're not gonna be there.
They gonna be looking for us and looking for him, trying to figure out where he buried.
We gone. We out of there. I ain't looking back.
I got a whole new name.
I'm gone.
He got a whole new name. We going to a whole new place.
Crystal, Isaac about to be barbecue. What you feeling? Isaac was almost barbecued. What you feeling?
Stop lying on your daddy. I know you lying on your daddy.
Your daddy did not do that.
I know you lying on your daddy. Where your daddy at?
You know what? She is not lying. That is only mama's
lying on your daddy right now, honey. I know you're not telling me the truth. Where's your daddy? And then I'll probably be all upside Abraham's head before I can even listen to him get it all out.
I'm grabbing that child right by the hand. Come on, where your daddy at? Where you say he was at?
Yeah, I'd be like, come on, where's your daddy?
Show me what is happening. Show me.
And where's the bush?
And you're never taking him with you again to sacrifice.
The child wouldn't
leave
my
Listen, you can't take my kid nowhere.
Not never.
You can't take y'all can't take
my side.
Look, y'all can't go.
I had him wrapped up on me like them African ladies until he was 13, okay?
No, until he was 35.
Because he already 15.
Right. That papoose so big up on his
walking around with that boy on my back.
Bro, you can't even go to the bathroom. No, y'all can't. No, you want to come? No, it's okay. We good. We all good. Y'all can't have no father-son bonding moments.
But that was Abram's test. That was his test. God needed to see how faithful he was.
But you know, my thing, have we
blood pressure pill because I'd have been dead.
They didn't have
blood pressure pills.
Exactly.
She still does not have her own relationship with God, though. It's still hearsay from him.
No, her baby came in too. He was
her baby came, but that's just from the statement that was made to her. She still don't have her own relationship.
Oh yes, she do. Because that baby came through her body, just like God said it would.
So now she
right,
trusts,
but
now she trusts God. Now
Right.
she understands.
Yes.
I don't know if she still trusts him. And God said,
Isaac name means to make me laugh, because she said she named him Isaac. Isaac means to make me laugh because God has made me laugh by giving me the baby. So when she got pregnant, her faith
said, God, you funny.
200%.
Yes. She believes.
So she do have faith in God. And for
I don't know how much faith
Isaac
you can
to
have
come
after
in,
this, though.
I don't know. Cause
Well, if you have if you're elderly and have a baby, that's a lot of faith.
yeah.
No, I'm saying after
She was
you're
99
being told
when
that
she had
God
a
said
baby.
sacrifice your son.
But because he can walk back and tell me, there's my faith. Because he walked back and he told me. I'm still salty with Abraham. Don't get me wrong. But God, okay, you got jokes.
Shake you up.
Yeah. All right, God, you and your jokes. I'm not stopping now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna shake you up, but hey, and he is.
But
God.
what does that do for you? What
He's
does that
God.
do for your relationship with Abraham at this point?
Do she care anymore?
I don't know.
I can't trust. I don't know what to think about.
I wouldn't trust him.
Exactly.
You almost
because
you're my kid. I don't.
You almost barbecued my kid. You didn't call me your sister twice. I didn't been the wife of a Pharaoh twice. I'm your sister. Come on, dude. You don't make good decisions.
This is the third of God jumping in.
Yeah, it is. And while Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, Isaac asked him, he said, nothing you will not do for your God. Abraham told him nothing. That is why he is known for his faith, because there was nothing he would withhold from God, even his son. And that is the reason why God did not withhold Jesus from us, because that human was ready to sacrifice his son for us. So when he did that, God opened up and prepared a way for his son to be sacrificed for us, because we would have did it for him. So that was the reason for that. And thank God that Abraham did not fail the test, because had Abraham said, no, I don't know where it might be today.
I don't know. God might have tried him right there.
Save us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have thought us to be some very selfish people and told Jesus, go sit down. I'm not sending you down there. Let them do that. They ain't gonna do it.
Or he would have killed Abraham and moved on to the next servant.
That's true. That's true. Well, ladies, let me tell you, this has been an exciting conversation.
Yes, it has.
And I've learned a lot from you ladies, listening to your replies. It has been glorious, let me tell you. Now, in tonight's episode, we found that Sara was willing to support Abraham in whatever he wanted. She packed up her house, journeyed into the unknown. Twice, she took on the role of being his sibling and placed herself in danger. And for years, she believed in the promise of future children with her husband. But God's time is not our own time. And after years of waiting on God with no results, Sara developed a plan. One that would change the life of Hagar forever. Hagar was to have Abraham's child whether she wanted it or not. Too many times, Sarahs of today who've believed in something God has promised them for years, they get tired of waiting on God and decide to help him out. They involve innocent Hagars into their plans, and after they get what they want to get rid of Hagar and a reminder of anything unpleasant. Sara, love, let me tell you, love is not denying who you are or placing yourself in a dangerous position. It's not okay to involve Hagar in your plans. And then when you're able to get what you want, Hagar now becomes useless. Hagar, know that Sara meant no harm in involving you in her mess. Know that she may have lost her faith a little bit, and she was just simply tired of waiting on God. She became afraid of never seeing the promise that God had said she would get. Know that God will always come to your rescue, so never give up. Remember, ladies, you may be bruised, but you are not broken. Have a very nice rest of your day and be blessed.
Thank you.
The host and panelist of Bruised but Not Broken Teatime do not proclaim to be Bible theologians. Rather, they are a group of Christian women seeking to examine the actions of women from the Bible and offer personal perspectives on how these situations apply to women today.
Bruised but not broken, battered not worn. We've been through it all, but we weather the storm. It's all about women empowering us all. We've been through so much, we've taken much more. Women together, much stronger and more. Yeah. Bruised but not broken, battered not worn. We've been through it all, but we weather the storm. It's all about women empowering us all. We've been through so much, we've taken much more. Women together, much stronger and